Hello and welcome to GoGameItUp. This is how not to build a Satisfactory. Today I'm building a factory from scratch. Well, almost. I cheated a bit, so I'm starting where I have coal power already. But we'll start the factory from scratch. I'm building everything new, from the melters, foundries, constructors, everything. Even the platform to build on, we're gonna build from scratch. So my problem is, I can visualize a perfect factory. But it's kind of when you try to draw, for example, a cat. You see it perfectly in your head, the lines, everything. But when you put it down on the paper, it ends up something like this. And that's how my factories have been up till this point. But for my next factory now, I'm gonna do a real effort to make it a systematic, clean, well, a factory that is pretty to look at. So as I mentioned already, I've already gotten to the point where I have coal power. So first of all, we need to find a location for our new factory. And I think we'll start by building a platform which extends from here. That should be in a good height to continue building above all the obstacles. Well, above most, I believe. Okay, so we have a platform ready for our first factory. Should be big enough. Now I'm thinking we should start with the simplest of things, which is probably concrete. Let's just start by building some walls so we can see what we're working with. Okay, so all the way over there. And we'll put some walls. Okay, so I changed my mind a little bit. We need to extend the platform because I have a new plan for how to build this. Now let's put in some walls again. Limestone will come up through this hole in the floor, which will lead into a room with splitters and conveyor belts. So let's just connect some conveyor lifts and conveyor belts to this hole, and we'll start building. First of all, let's just go down and connect the lift to the belt as well, so we are sure it's working as it should. There we go. Now back up. Let's use jump pads for this one and we'll get to the building lots quicker. Okay, so we're back at the build site, so let's start forming this factory. Okay, let's start by building some constructors. They each need 45 limestone. So I'm thinking we're gonna build 10 of these. We'll have 2 on the left side of the door and the rest on the right. And we'll build for 10 so we can use 450 limestone. I only have about 60 from a mine now, so we can expand later on. So there we got 10 constructors in place. We just need to expand on the back side of them as well. Then we need to remove these walls and we'll build the new walls with the conveyor belt holes. Walls have been built, conveyor belt connected. Now it's time for some power. some splitters. Then we have all the splitters connected, and we just need to head outside here again and make a plan for the next move.
A few minutes later.
So the plan is to build all the conveyor belts one deck below, and we'll connect them with the other ones. So the conveyor belts, the one deck below, has been built. Now we just need to find a plan to get them up on the surface again so they can be connected to the rest. And we'll see what we're gonna do. So I just had to move these one step more out because they didn't fit, because they were overlapping each other. So now it seems like they're all connected as they should. Then we just go ahead and connect the rest of the mergers. Then they're all connected, and we just need to find a way to get the concrete moving away from this factory. So we're gonna put them 2 conveyor belts side by side leading away from the factory. Just like this. Okay, so I just had some time to think, and I decided that this looks like shit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove all of these constructors, and we're gonna do it again, but in a different way. And I think we're gonna remove the door and put them all side by side. That would look better.
A few moments later.
So we built them all back up, and I just noticed I had an open space here, so we're gonna redo the room in the back as well, so we can add in one more constructor. So we'll remove this conveyor lift and add in a splitter here, and we'll get the resources in from the wall on the back side. So let's just go at it. There we go. So I added the conveyor lift on the back wall here. So we have a connection directly to a splitter, which can go directly to another constructor. There we go, all built up, all connected to power. Now we just need to make the conveyor belts on this side, so I'll remove these 2 tiles just so I know that we have the middle here. And we ended up with 12 constructors now instead of 10. Now we're back at where we were. We're gonna put these conveyor belts side by side again, and we'll leave them there for now, and we'll figure out how to work out the storage area later on. But now we'll move on to making the roof and adding in the final walls. I'm thinking we're gonna use the catwalk category here to make both the roof, and we can also use it as a walkway for moving around the factory. Now I have the roof halfway done, and I'm just trying to make a plan for what's next. I'm thinking I need to build at least one wall more here to get the roof up. Yeah, I think I'll go for the big wall because this one's not gonna do much. I'll go for a big one, and let's see if that's enough. Yeah, it's a bit too low, so we might just add one of those small walls on top here as well, just so we can cover the beams underneath the floor as well. So we'll add in these and see how that will work. Well, this is gonna be annoying. stairs doesn't fit when you use a small wall. Well, I'm guessing I'll deal with that later on. For now, I just want to continue on building this roof and finishing this factory. Finally, I'm done with the roof for the whole factory. So I had to move the conveyor belts to go side by side on the outside, because the walls with the conveyor belt holes, it didn't have a double hole, so I had to redo that. And now we got the stairs again, which I'll have to deal with some other time. It's just time to clean up a bit and should be all done. Okay, so it's all done. Our factory for manufacturing concrete is all finished. So I was just thinking that I would duplicate this factory for the melters to get some iron bars, so that on my next video I can focus on making the constructors for iron plates, rods, screws, and all the stuff you need for you get from the iron bars. Okay, so as you see, our duplicated factory is done. We are now producing iron bars, and we can move on to creating constructors for iron plates, iron rods, and screws. So before I end the video, I would just want to say thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing, giving a like, comment. And before we end the video, we'll do a quick tour of the newly built factory, and hopefully see you for the next one.